Let me know when you guys can see me. I didn't put a alert out, so there might not be a lot of people in here right away. Let me know when you guys can see me. Is anybody here? We'll see how it goes. I didn't put a alert out like I usually do ahead of time, so I just threw out some stuff. Is anybody in here? Anybody at all? All right, what's up, Remen? We'll wait for a few people to get in here. I didn't put out a alert, so I just sent it out. If you want, share it wherever or whatever. But anyways, the Dow did get a nice little dip today. Hey Remen, I'm gonna make you a moderator just in case we get some spam in here or whatever, if you don't mind. But anyways, let's take a look at the gold chart. Gold is definitely headed down to our target right there at 1647. If we go past that, we could be looking really bad for gold. Bitcoin. So we may have a little bit further down to go for Bitcoin. I want to check something real quick. There we go. All right, I can get back out of there now. The music's loud. I can turn it down. I didn't have it all set up, so it's been a while. Is that better? Do I keep it on or off, or is it better now that it's down? Make sure you guys smash the like button, guys. That'll help YouTube get it out there. What's up, Kevin? All right, cool. Anyways, looking at Bitcoin, we may get a little pop up. I'm going to show you guys what I'm looking at right now. If this is an ABC wave, I'll show you the targets in a minute, but once we broke through this trend line here, we had a nice drop. We could possibly come back up and retest it, as depending on where it hits. If it hits within the next few hours around 49.3, could be all the way up to 49.8, somewhere in that range. If we do pop back above this and get support, then obviously we'll go higher up. But if this is the end of our B wave, as you can see, it did hit our golden pocket zone perfectly. And if we throw an ABC on there, let's see what would be looking like. And this is the 4-hour chart, by the way. But if that's an ABC, a 1-to-1 extension would be all the way down to 37.2. The 0.786, which would be retesting the bottom of this broadening wedge. That would be around 40,600 range. If this bottom wedge breaks, we probably got much further to go. We'll see what happens if it comes down from here. Obviously, if we get past this 52.6, the 0.786 fib retracement is up at the $55,000 range. Let me get this off of here now, and we'll zoom in a little bit. Kind of see, as you can see, if you look right here, we have a little bit of bullish divergence. We got higher lows here, lower lows in the RSI. That is bullish divergence, so we might get a nice little pop up. Like I said, I expect it to most likely come back up here and retest this trend line. We'll see if that happens or not. It's EMAs are turning bearish here. Let's look at the, where's my 1-hour chart at? There's the 1-hour chart. So looking at the 1-hour chart, looks like we could be bottomed out here if this RSI is correct here. We'll see what happens. The MACD is turning up a little bit. But the one thing bearish about the 1 hour chart here, let me get that stuff off there, is that our 8, 13, and 21 EMA all crossed the 55 here. That's when we seen this drop. Again, we could come back up and retest this trend line. The 55 EMA is going to be right around 49.2 to 49.3 range if we do get a pop up here from that divergence. DXY is what? Thanks, Xander. Yeah, DXY is looking really good. It's pumped pretty well. If you guys have been watching, you know I've been watching this fractal here. It seems to be playing out. We broke out of it, came back down, tested it for support, and it's taken off pretty good. If this continues, most likely Bitcoin's going to drop further. That's what happens. The same with the Dow. The Dow did show some bullish divergence though in the, yeah, right here. You zoom in, the Dow's showing some hidden bullish divergence. You had lower lows in the price action, higher lows in the RSI. Could get a nice little pop up tomorrow, maybe retest the 55 EMA around 31.2-ish and continue down. I still think Dow has further to go. This fractal seems to be playing out beautifully. We'll see what happens. DXY, if we look at even the MACD is playing out as a fractal. The RSI had a wedge there, also broke out. DXY is looking really strong. We've been watching this. Let me see if I can make my chat bigger so I can read it better. A little bit better. Big dip coming, said Xander. What's up, Yusuf? Bitcoin broke. Randy McMurphy. What did I just read something. Yeah, Bitcoin. If you guys have been watching, we've been talking about this engulfing, bearish engulfing candle right here on the 3-day, which it was last week. We did make bearish divergence also in the 3-day chart, and that seems to be playing out now. Let's see if we get support on the 3-day. Actually, the 3-day closes in 1 hour. The 8 EMA, actually 2 hours. The 8 EMA is around 47.5. If we break below that, the next support here on the 3-day is about 45.12, 45.2, and then 41.2 would be the 21 EMA. And depending on how long it takes, if it goes down there. Hey, nice to see you, Dane. Yeah, another thing I popped up, I don't bring it up anymore, but the silver chart, the silver broke a major trend line. I threw this chart up in our Discord the other day. If this is the case, breaking out of this channel here, we may see another $20.50 silver here. Same thing with gold. Like I said, guys, when all this stuff, gold, silver, S&P, stocks, the Dow, when all that stuff goes down, people are getting out of risky assets and getting into the dollar. Regardless of what everybody says about safe havens and whatnot, the dollar is where everybody runs to. That's why you see the dollar rising when everything else is falling. I don't know why everybody continues to say the opposite. But this is my dollar over the Bitcoin chart. You can see what happens when the dollar bottoms. Bitcoin is at or near its top every time. Stocks are pulling back just like you called. Yeah, I figured it would be. Bitcoin zero utility. Bitcoin is nothing more than a game right now. I mean, it's a great concept, and I believe in it in the long run, but I don't believe anybody's gonna actually, I don't believe a lot of the hype, I guess you can say. I don't believe the hype. Just people basically shilling it. Popular people. Nah, Jam, you ain't late. I started a little bit ago, so make sure you guys take a second out, scroll down, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and check out the affiliate links if you want to help support the channel. I got a bunch of links down there, and it's all stuff I use. I'm guessing a 50 to 60 chance once Wall Street goes red, the snowball effect will begin. Yeah, I believe so. It's possible. Keep an eye on it though, on the Dow. Let me go over to the daily. We did get a bounce off our 55 EMA. We may stay up in this range tomorrow. If we do have a drop below this 55 EMA tomorrow, it's probably going to get really, really ugly if we close down under the 55. Let's see, is there any divergence in that? Yeah, there was a little divergence even in the daily there, so might get a little push up tomorrow. Unless we can get back above this 31,670, it's probably looking pretty ugly for the Dow. Short the news. Maybe a head and shoulders on the 4 hour. A head and shoulders, or you mean a... Let me go over to the 4 hour. I don't see a head and shoulders here. If anything, an inverse head and shoulders is possible if this is going to go bullish. If we put a neckline right across here. Let me straighten it up a little bit. This would be the bullish case here. Picking the line. And would be right here, left shoulder, head, right shoulder. And if we did a measured move of that, that would get us to approximately... Oh, I see what you're seeing. You're seeing this little one here. Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. And if it did break up and it was a inverse head and shoulders, that'd give us a target of up around the 62,500 range, if that is the case. We'd have to get above this trend line first, so let's take a measured move of that inverse head and shoulder, or the regular head and shoulders here. I think this is the one you're talking about right here. Let's put a trend line across there, do a measured move from the head to the neck, put it over, depending on where it breaks out, obviously. That gets us around the 4,300 range, which makes sense. That would dip down below here. Now this, if this is a ABC, that could be, we could come all the way back down to this range between 37 and 40. And if this is an ABC and we have one more leg up, it could get pretty wild towards the end of the year. But I would have to see us, obviously, if we break down below this, I get even more bearish. Utah, no problem, man. Thanks for tuning in. Look at the BTC monthly candle. Let's pull up. Let's put this on the monthly. Yeah, it does look pretty ugly. I mean, obviously, this one back here looked pretty ugly too, but it is looking, definitely, there's some definite sell pressure. And there's bearish divergence in the monthly here also. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, that was a pretty ugly candle there too. Although in the weekly, let me get this off of here. Get it off the weekly. Although in the weekly, even though we have the bearish divergence here, we also have hidden bullish divergence in the weekly. Lower lows here, higher lows here, so be cautious. There's definitely still a possibility this could go up more, although I do think we see between the 37 and 40 range first, but we'll keep an eye on it. I didn't make a video this morning. I had guys next door cutting down trees, and they had their machines running, and it was just super loud, so I couldn't do a video this morning. Powell mentioned interest rates, although he said last year he is not even thinking about interest rates. Is there a chance of higher interest rates to counter the inflation later year? There could be. Definitely could be. Bond market isn't happy. Opinions on XRP. I am biased on XRP. I think it's garbage. I mean, just look at the XRP chart. It's a pump and dump. I don't have anything to say about XRP except it is a pump and dump scam. And that's just my opinion. Believe what you will. Yeah, check out Litecoin. It got our bounce down here, but remember, I've been talking about this 183, 184 area where we closed our, well, we will be closing the daily below that, it looks like. So we're back in this range again. A break of this bottom trend line could get pretty bad for Litecoin. It doesn't mean it shoots straight down either, guys. This could be a long, drawn out process. This is the other thing I was looking at as a possibility. Left shoulder head, right shoulder, and this is just pure speculation, but you can see what would happen, and that would get us a measured move down to about 9,000, which is also, if we've topped out here, that would be a 90 or 84% correction. And again, I'm not saying it is for sure, but the people that are saying it's definitely going up, whenever you hear anybody in the markets, when everybody is saying it's a guarantee, it's going higher, there's no way it's not, that's usually a sign that there's a good chance that it won't. You think Ethereum could have one more run up if Bitcoin trades sideways? It's possible. Bitcoin or Litecoin and Ethereum could possibly, but they're both looking pretty bearish. Ethereum's looking really bearish unless it can get back inside this trend line here, which is going to be around 1710. You'd have to get above that and get support. But if it can't get back above this trend line here, here's my targets for Ethereum if it cannot get back down there. And that would be a... We got rejected at the 0.5 fib, which was at the 1660 range. We actually could go as high, if it does what Bitcoin did and it goes to its golden pocket zone, is going to be around 1750 area, and that would take a few days if it follows this trend line. But it also has room in the RSI to continue down more, so be careful of that. Same with Litecoin. If it can continue bouncing off this bottom trend line on this rising broadening wedge, you could be all right, but otherwise it's going to be bad news. What is this? 4 hour bearish. But yeah, right here, if you guys ever watched my tutorial videos on the EMAs and the EMA strategy, right here is, in this candle right here is where you would have entered your short. We'll see how that plays out, and then you wouldn't exit until all of the 8, the 13, and the 21 EMAs all cross and open and close a candle above all. That's when you would get out of this trade. You would be in it now, and you don't want to do high leverage doing that, because you'll never catch the top or bottom on these, and it's just a safer way. About 80% of the time you'll be all right doing that in the 1 hour. There was a guy in the Discord a year or two ago that he actually made a script for it, and he back tested it, and it worked the best on the daily. So, but obviously that's a long time. Waiting on Coinbase stock. Get in now. Next Amazon. Maybe. Depends on what Bitcoin does. Casino coin. What's your favorite 5 coins? Curious on your portfolio. I'm not big on alts at all. I hold a little bit of Ethereum, a little bit of Litecoin, very little bit of Ethereum and Litecoin. I'm mostly Bitcoin. I don't really mess in the alts. They're just too dangerous and too crazy. I mean, you can get 1000% gains, but you get 1000% loss too in a day. I mean, it's when it's time for them to go and it's going down, you can't even get out of the damn things. The liquidity isn't there. I was under the impression that Ethereum is a month behind Bitcoin as far as all-time high goes. What's your thoughts on that? It could be, but everybody's thinking that everything's gonna play out exactly like it always does, and I don't think it's gonna be exactly like it always is. And if you look in the past, there was always, I mean, go way back in 2012, 2011, 2013, and look at all the coins that were on the top, and they've just disappeared. They're and the same thing, you're gonna see the same thing happens with the ones that are on the top now. I can remember Ethereum and Tron being way up top. And they're garbage. All they are is, if they pay more people to hype them, they get more people into them by getting more influencers to talk about them and push them. That's what makes them rise. It's not because they actually work and they're actually doing anything. BTC Maxi. No, I'm not a Maxi. There might be some other stuff that works. Blockchains, see, that's what people don't talk about. Blockchains are being used for a lot of stuff. Even Microsoft. I sat with a coder from Microsoft. Hey, thanks for subscribing, Dennis. I sat with a coder. They actually design blockchains for their customers, for whatever their customers' use is. So, you know, all these coins are just pure speculation, man. Alts are not scammy. Do your research. The only research you can do on alts is research the ads that they pay to put out. They're paid ads. You can go on Yahoo yourself, pay to put whatever article you want out. Pay an influencer to shill it and talk about it and tell it what it's gonna be, what the white paper says. I don't believe in them. Like I said, there may be some that end up being legit. Very, very few. I'd be surprised if it was 1%. JP Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs opened up BTC trading desk. Is that going to hype BTC? I want to talk about that real quick. This is back in 2017. This is why you got to watch what the news says and what you hear and what people are saying. Back in 2017, this is from December 21st, 2017. Goldman Sachs launching trading desk for Bitcoin, report says. And it goes on to say why they were doing it or whatever. And remember, that was the top when they did that. And then in 2019, this is from April 12th, 2019, Goldman Sachs CEO refutes bank ever had any plans to open a cryptocurrency trading desk. And then you go to the recent news, they're saying they're going to open it again. I don't believe anything I hear anymore. I don't believe the news. I think you're better off relying on charts than you are relying on any of the crap that anybody says. Like I said, they said they were doing it in 2017, 2019. They said they never said they were going to do it. And now they're saying they're going to do it again. I mean, yeah, I don't trust the news and none of that crap. I don't think that's the real Ivan. Be careful, there are many scammers. That's where I was born and raised, fun in Israel. Forget Goldman, he has nothing to say in this market. Crypto news is like reading Mad Magazine. Yeah, or the Inquirer. It's the same type stuff. So anyways, like I said, looks like we might come up and retest right back up here. Bullish case, this is a inverse head and shoulders right here. Bearish case, it's an ABC, and we've already made the B, coming down for the C. Let's see what happens even if we went all the way up to the 0.786 fib up here at the 55. If we raised B up to there, that would put B approximately at around 39.6. Just saying, if it does go higher than it has here. The crypto market is very volatile at the moment. Yes, it is. Thoughts on Flare finance options? I have no thoughts on any of that stuff, guys. I may start looking up, but like I said, I don't believe half the hype in the news, so I don't even want to talk about it on my channel. You know what I mean? I can't talk about something I don't believe in. F is nearly at the bottom, but it could still drop to 12. It could actually drop further than 12, man. Ethereum could go all the way down to the, well, this would be rising a little bit. Ethereum could go all the way down to about 1050 to 960 if this plays out from this measured move. So be careful, we have to keep support on 1467. 2021 will be the hack of the century on smart contracts. Why sell your Bitcoin just for institutions to buy your coin? Just sold. It's all hype. What's up, Pawn Star? Explain why Litecoin isn't properly balanced to Bitcoin. Because it's speculation too. I mean, it's all about how many people believe in something and how many people put money into it right now. That is the pure fundamentals of all crypto right now, is just price. Until something's actually being used worldwide, and not just saying a bank's using it, or saying Western Union's using it, or saying whatever they want to say. You can literally give, if you make your own coin and say you give a bank 1 million of them and they're worth 5 cents a piece, the bank's gonna take the million, and then you're legally can say they're using your coins, or you're partnered with them. So I think that's what XRP did with Western Union or somebody, I can't remember who it was, but basically they just gave them a bunch of coins and they were paying them monthly, and they were saying that the bank wanted to use their coins, they were paying them to do it. Smart money buys BTC at OTC market, not really on exchanges. It's funny you say that, because look at what Mr. Sailor is saying. He says he buys his on Coinbase, and that's why I said I don't think he knows what he's doing, because why wouldn't you go to an OTC? If Bitcoin is where it's at, wherever it's at now, if Bitcoin's at, say it's at 50,000 even, and you buy 1,000 off somebody, or 10,000, you might pay 9,500 a piece or 9,000 a piece for those Bitcoin, because if they sold them on the market, obviously the more they sell, the lower the price goes, because people will start selling. So and that's the other thing about Saylor. He borrowed money to buy all this Bitcoin. What happens if Bitcoin does come down and he owes money on all that? He owes that money back. So when he says he'll never sell, if Bitcoin gets to 20,000, 15,000 and he doesn't sell, then his chart is going to look just like it did right here in the .com bubble. That is a FOMOer. And this is where his company is now. You can see what happened in the .com bubble. He don't know how to sell, and you can see where he's at now. They actually dropped quite a bit. It is at under 650 bucks, and it was 1,300 bucks. So be careful, guys. Bullish case, we break up on top of this 0.236 fib here and go to that 200,000. That is the extreme bullish case. Yeah, that dollar is looking really good, the DXY. We're getting that little bounce. Like I said, we had some hidden bullish divergence here. I don't think it'll be a huge bounce, but we'll see. Let me go into the 1 hour. Get this. Get these out of here. The 1 hour is definitely getting a little push up here. See if we can break back in this trend line. Like I said, 49.2 to 49.7, depending on how long it would take to get up here. Moonboy got wrecked maybe. He made a nice video today. I thought, why? $5.29 LTC. Can you explain why it spiked like that? $5.29 LTC. Go on the 1 minute chart. I don't see a crazy spike. People sell and buy. Make sure you guys hit the like button. There's 139 of you in here. If you haven't hit the like, make sure you do, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I do daily updates most days. I take some days off, like today and yesterday. I didn't make one. Yesterday I just didn't feel like it because there wasn't much going on. This morning I didn't because there was a bunch of tree work going outside my studio window. We moon when people learn patience. Big swing trades are always fire, right? What's up, Tim J? Long time no see, man. Look at Litecoin 4 minutes ago. Yeah, I just looked at it. I don't see anything 4 minutes ago crazy. It might be just the exchange you're on. If it did something crazy, I don't see nothing crazy here. We did get rejected at the ADMA though. Well, this is Litecoin. What the hell? Why does that say Bitcoin? Huh. You looking at any good? No, I'm not checking out any crap coins, man. What's your thoughts about grid trading bots? I've never used the trading bots. The way I look at that, you pay a service to use their bots or whatever, but in the same note, if they make so much money on them, why would they even have to sell service? Why wouldn't they just keep using their bots if they're so great? I don't know. I always look at reality on that stuff, and a lot of times it just doesn't make sense. If they're engine on the 7 day, I don't even have any those charts pulled up. I don't think we topped out, man. Look at the difference between the previous all-time high, 1.4K and 19K in 2018. The BTC price multiplied 14 times. It multiplied 14 times, but it took a lot less money to move it. A lot less money. Like I said, we may not be topped, but it is looking a lot like just a ridiculous parabolic hype cycle here, guys. You know, the same guys that are saying it's going to 100,000 are the same guys that were saying in 2018, the whole time it went down, they were telling you buy the dip because it's going to 50. Same people saying the same stuff. GRZ said, I paid for bots in the past, waste of time and money. I figured. And we already moved 14 times up too as well, from 4K to 60K. Pretty much, man. Thanks, Wilder. Thanks for hitting the likes, guys. I can see there's 78 of you now hit the likes. Much better. Let's go back over to Bitcoin. Yeah, in the 4 hour, let's go into 1 hour. If I can find it. Could be an interesting night. It's definitely got room to pop up quite a ways. Just do the opposite of what Elon Musk says and you'll profit. You guys do know that's the same way with the news and everything. Whenever they're hyping something, it's time to sell it. When they're saying it's dead, it's time to buy it. Bots cannot perform since AI needs big data. We have no big data on crypto. Further, bots cannot tune themselves in seconds or minutes. Yeah, they basically they just use scripts to make the bots. Like if the, just for instance, if the 21 EMA crosses the 55 EMA, then it'll buy, and it'll, you know, or they'll try to program in fib retracement levels and fib extension levels and things like that. Jam says, is there any advice you can give to crypto newbies to spot the end of a bull market? Yep, nobody believes it's the end. And basically, when everybody starts talking about it, as you can see, it's all over the news now, and everybody's pushing it. Celebrities are talking about it, and their Twitters, and I mean, it doesn't mean it's the top, but it does mean it's near the top, if you ask me. But like Zibsky said, it's not the end. Definitely. Never think definitely. Were you here back when this happened, Zibby? Because this whole time, let me zoom in. Looks a lot like now. This whole time, everybody was screaming, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. This whole way down, and everybody was saying we're going back to we're going to 50,000. We're going to break the all-time high. This whole year, nobody thought the bear market was ended until about July. People started saying it. Actually, March-ish, right around March and April, people were starting to think maybe we were in a bear market. So, yeah, be careful. This is not when big smart money buys. I don't care what Sailor's doing. I said when big smart money buys, this is not when they buy. They know this is coming back down. The time is different. They say that at the top of every bubble, every single bubble. This is like being back in 2018 all over again. Why only going live when we're going down? For one, I just finally started going live about, what, last week? If it was going up, I'd go live too. I've had 2 lives in the last year, so I don't know what you're talking about, dude. So would you say we need to break all-time high in order to confirm a trend reversal? Yeah, if you see what we did back here, though, we even had one last fake out after we got rejected right here at 19.5. We came up and tried to hit 20, went just above it. What, it was probably 2 weeks later, and it failed. I mean, nobody knows. It could definitely, if anybody's telling you it's definitely going here or definitely going there, they're full of crap. Nobody knows what it's gonna do. You can't know what it's gonna do. Not saying it's not possible to continue up, but it's more probable, if you ask me, that this is coming down. But they could be drawn out for 2-3 years. $49.4 Jennings says, yeah, that's what I said. I think we'd come back up and test this trend line. Like I said, this, even if we come back down to this 37.2, if we don't get back above this 52 here, and this was an ABC, that could still be bullish. We could get one more leg up for the end of the year. That could just be an ABC and then up. Otherwise it'd be an A or a 1, 2, 3. If it goes down this low, then we're probably not going back up anytime soon. Keep buying the dips. 2018, keep buying those dips. They had to wait 3 years after watching their portfolios go to zilch. He was tweeting something about gold. Basically, he was worried that gold is dumping and BTC is rising. Bitcoin will dump just like gold. If the markets dump, Bitcoin's going down too, period. End of story. If dollar keeps rising, Bitcoin's gonna fall. That's just what happens. Right here's my dollar chart. The green is the dollar, and then obviously you know which one Bitcoin is. Every time the dollar bottoms, Bitcoin is at or near its top, just like you can see here. And then the dollar rises. As the dollar rises, Bitcoin falls. Everything falls when the dollar rises. You know, when you start seeing they're pushing all the gold commercials and the silver commercials for everybody to buy gold and buy silver. It's the same thing with Bitcoin. That's not going to hedge against the dollar. People are going to get out of risky assets. They're going to get in the dollar is going to push up, and risky assets are going to go down. Me too, crypto gangsta. Crypto World said 2019 people didn't have a reason as big as we do now to be bullish. Do you know how much more money this took to get from 20,000 to here than it took to get from, what, 800 to 20,000? This took a shit ton more money. And it'll take a lot more money to go up. And it's going to be hard to get real smart investors to buy up here. If they can get retail to pump it anymore, which I doubt, But real investors, real smart money are not going to buy something that looks like this up here. They're not going to do that. What happens with the next round of stimulus checks? Most people that are getting stimulus checks are so broke, they haven't paid a house payment in a year. They're going to lose their house. A lot of people are a lot worse off than you think. They're not going to buy crypto. Crypto people will probably buy crypto with it. Zibby, learn about what that means, printing the dollar. That has nothing to do, it's not like it's printed and put out. That's a narrative that people got all screwed up. There's nothing to do with that. The government will not let the dollar fail. Not yet. Bond yield's gonna juice the dollar. BTC considered risky assets going down. No more dumb, smart investors left. Right on, Jason. Crypto world. How long you been in crypto? I don't think you've been in it long, crypto world. Thanks, Xander. Much appreciated. Trap House Garage said I'm shorting crypto with my stimmy. Oops. Cash is still king for now. Ammunition is the new gold, right on. What are some of the altcoins you guys are buying? I guess I'll ask. Not that I would touch them, but I'm curious to see what you guys are buying. If a $1,400 stimulus check changes your life, you're already screwed anyway, right? Link. Lisk. LTC. Heard Cardano is the Ethereum killer, huh? But anybody buying these, if you've made life-changing gains, take out at least what you put in, and let the rest ride so it's house money. I've watched so many people just get absolutely slaughtered by holding that stuff, man, all the way through the bear market. If you think Bitcoin goes down hard, wait till you see what those do. Just be careful. I know everybody's, says they can sell. It's a lot harder to sell when it keeps going up is when you should sell it, not when it's going down. Or at least take some profits. You always need to take some profits off the table. Even if they ain't life-changing, at least take profits. Because you think it's hard to sell when it's going up. Wait till it's going down and you will continue thinking it's going to come back. It's going to come back. And it never comes back. Not buying at the moment, but typing eGold, ADA.UTK and link. Do you consider LTC a crap coin? No, there's not a company profiting off it. Litecoin literally already does exactly what it's supposed to. It's decentralized. There's not a company owning it. Yeah, I think Litecoin's probably one of the only ones that aren't scammy. The white paper doesn't promise a bunch of crazy pipe dreams. It's not. You don't understand, man. Look where BNB was a year. Look at where BNB was. Yeah, look at what BNB is. It's CZ. It's a scam exchange. I mean, come on. He's gonna pump his bags. Oh man. Well, we'll see what happens. If we get back above this trend line, then we might have further up to go, because then this could be an inverse head and shoulders here. But if we can't get back above this trend line here, and like I said, between 49.3 and 49.8, depending on how long it would take to get up here and test it. But like I said, we did have, let me zoom in here. We did have hidden bullish divergence right here. Actually, did we have? Yeah, we did. We had lower lows right here. Like I said, hidden bullish divergence. Or higher lows right here, lower lows right here. But as you can see, the RSI's coming up here. We'll probably make some bearish divergence right here, because even if this gets up to 49.5, that RSI is going to be way up here. The strength's going to be up, but it's still going to be lower than these highs right here. So be cautious, be careful there. You might get some bearish divergence and another move down. Like I said, could be looking for, what was that? Head and shoulders here. This little mini one. Again, if it doesn't go up from here, but we did the measured move off of this. Looking at this as a left shoulder head, and then forming the right shoulder. And that would give us measured move down to about 43-ish, depending on where that breaks, if it breaks. And then if this is an inverse head and shoulders, then we could be looking at that 62.5 range. We'll see what happens. Let me get these off here, clear it up a little bit. But we did get a nice perfect rejection here at the golden pocket zone. Looking like we lost bottom channel support. We're going to 40K. Yeah, I think between 37 and 40, what did I say? Right there's my targets, 37 or 40. If we don't break up past this 52.6 again, then we'd be looking at 55 and then possibly a new all-time high if this is an inverse head and shoulders. I use Prime XBT. I have a link down below if you want to check it out, if you want to trade. They're one of the only exchanges that do not trade against you. Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Stellar Lumens using the Coinbase platform. Nim said 58K. It's hard to say right now. I think we got at least another leg down here. Again, if we can get back above this trend line here, right here, and that would be, depending on how long, this is the 4-hour chart, between 49.3 and let's go up to the fib here, the 0.5 fib, 5,000. I don't think it would take that long, but if we can get back above this and gain support on this, then yes, we can continue higher. If we get rejected when we test this, it's probably not a good sign. The EMAs are they're looking pretty bearish right now. They are definitely bearish on the 1-hour chart. They have all crossed over. The 21 is getting ready to cross the 200 here. That'll be pretty bearish. That might turn around if this gets that kick up here. My liquidation. But use stops, Abdullah. Do not trade without using stops, man. Likely it does a nosedive to 43K before a powerful rise to 61 or 62. It's possible. I think if it's going to do that, it's going to be an ABC down and then one more leg up. But there's no guarantee that that is going to be a leg up. If it goes down below, well, just like the same trend line as Litecoin, and as you can see, looking at the whole thing as a rising broadening wedge, if we break this bottom trend line, it's pretty much over. Trade against you, it means they have an in-house trade desks where they can see their customers' orders and they trade against you. That's why you always see the scam wicks when they wick out people's stop losses, and they hunt their stops, and everyone gets liquidated all the time and huge spikes, and that turns around. There's an A book and a B book exchange. Look them up. Like I said, Prime XBT is one of the only ones that don't. They actually, it's outsourced, so they don't do anything themselves with the trading. Don't put 100% in your trades, right? Use a small percentage of your portfolio to trade. And then just, once you use that small percentage, then just use a small percentage of that. Don't go in if you're trying to get rich quick, you're gonna go broke quick. And don't just jump in and start trading if you don't know what you're doing, and don't trade off of what somebody else says. There's no cookie cutter program either. You gotta know what kind of person you are, what your risk tolerance is. 93 likes, thanks guys. Yes sir, Trap House. No problem guys. If you guys aren't in the Discord, there's a link below, come check it out. I haven't been in there too much lately. I've been busy, but I'm gonna try to get in there more often. Thoughts on Matic? Same as everything else, man. You remember what happened to Matic? When was that? Was that last year or 2019 when all their developers and crap dumped it? It was nasty. Savvy, do you see Binance Ethereum's WIG went down to 800 while all the other exchanges showed 12? Yeah, that's what I mean. CZ's a scammer too, man. Binance is the scammiest exchange. The coins that get on there, they pay to get on there, and then he uses that money to pump his BNB. All right, guys. Looks like, see what happens. See if we get up to retest that trend line there, and see if she goes down one more leg. But remember, if we get back above this trend line, get support on it, this could be a inverse head and shoulders, and we could be going up. If we do break above this golden pocket zone, break this all-time high here, or not all-time high, but the last high at 52.6. 55 is where I'd be looking for a rejection first. That's 0.786. And then of course, if it breaks above that, we could be going to test the all-time high, possibly make a new one. Too early to call. So, all right guys, I'm gonna take off. Thanks for tuning in. Like I said, I'm gonna try to do lives a couple times a week, And make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I do daily updates. I try to do them every day. Yeah, that's about it. Don't forget to check out my wife's webpage too. There's a link down below, inkyyourimage.com. She makes a lot of cool crypto stuff and just a lot of cool gift ideas and all kinds of stuff on there. It's quality stuff. She does it herself. Definitely check it out. Utah, you gotta get TradingView itself, and then you gotta chart Coinbase on TradingView. I got links to TradingView down below too. There's a free version, and on the free version I think you get like 5 indicators and I don't know, 5 charts or something like that. But if you know, then there's paid versions too, but start out with the free version is all you need to do to start out and start learning how to chart and whatnot. So anyways, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to smash the likes on your way out. And yeah, I will see you in the morning. I'll try to pop in the Discord later too for a little while. So don't forget to check out the Discord. That link is also below. Have a great one. I'm out as long as I can figure out